Hello, and welcome to a new episode with your host, Vinney Chopra. I'm so excited to have you here as we dive deep into the world of real estate investing, syndications, abundance mindset, and building generational wealth. We are excited to be in the top 1.5% of the real estate podcasts. Got number 11 actually out of top 50 real estate syndication podcasts. Thanks to you. Each episode, we bring powerful insights, expert guests, and actionable strategies to help you take your investing game to the next level. Whether you are a seasoned investor or just getting started, if you love what you hear, please take a moment to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and follow me on social media so that we can never miss an episode. Your support helps us continue sharing valuable content with more people like you. Now let's jump into today's episode. Thank you.
Welcome back, Alchemist. This is the Abundance Thursdays, the Abundance Podcast, Abundance Thursday Podcast. Myself, Gualter, Amarelo, and the great Vinney Chopra. We're hanging out today with one of the wealth principals. But Vinney, you're in your backyard. You got the Golden Bridge. Your birthday was last week. You've been celebrating. You got to spend some time with the family. So welcome back, man. It's good to see you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Hey, I'm 1 year younger. I tell everybody I'm not 73. I'm 37 now. Reverse the
You just
age.
passed me. I'm 39, and you just went past the 37.
It's so interesting that we can really hack. Sometimes we can, sometimes we cannot. But the key thing is to just tell your body that every day is a new day and you are younger. If you tell your subconscious, literally, subconscious doesn't know good from the bad, so it starts believing. And when it starts believing, then your body starts acting that way. Interesting.
It's a powerful principle to think and act the way we want to be. So you wrote the book, Positivity Brings Profitability, not because you wanted to just write a book. You did it because you actually found that this was the secret to your building monster wealth, not just for yourself, but for hundreds of other people who invested inside your deals. So Vinney, why do you think that people who've invested with you have had so much extra money to invest in deals? What do you think the number one thing it is?
That's a good question. I would say definitely I started early on, 18 years, 20 years back, and many people ask me, Vinney, would you take 25,000 into the deal, or 50,000 or 75,000? And somehow my logical mind told me, let me just build a base at 100,000. And 100,000, what I was able to do was then to go after or give presentations to luncheons. I did a lot of luncheons in the Bay Area, invited a lot of people who didn't know me at all, and gave them presentations to wealthy people, let's just say 20 years back, because if they could afford to give 100,000, they have to have savings of that, or maybe 10 times that or something, right? In the syndication world. So essentially, I would say by keeping track of just staying in the circle of wealthy people, it helped me because then their friends, their colleagues, they were directors, they were entrepreneurs, they were doctors, like that. So they shared the successes of our programs with their colleagues and their family, and that mushroomed. That's how
I
it
think you just
just,
nailed it. Like, positivity breeds positivity. So by being around other positive people, you're gonna, in fact, attract other positive people. Everybody knows each other in
yeah.
that space. So today's wealth principle is it's an interesting one. A lot of people in the market prior to today, we're talking about take on more debt, do more work, take on more complexity. There's a lot of very complex products out there, AI, crypto,
Mhm.
robotics, with these really genomics, like all these really complex ways of making money. And what today's principle is actually simplifying, like how to
Yeah.
identify the right things to do, where to shift our capital from, and time and energy, because those are really the resources that we have. They're limited, right? Time and energy
Yeah.
is possibly, energy could be unlimited if we didn't have a certain amount of time we had to use it. And then, so there's only so much energy we can have, and only so much time we can have. But
Yeah.
money is fluid. Money is just a representation of time and energy. Today's principle is simplify your life and business to balance and grow and increase happiness. I think most people would agree that they just want to be happy. Seems to be the mantra of the world. They just want to be happy. But at the same time, Vinny, people are addicted to complexity. They're addicted to
Yes.
work. They're addicted to being in control and doing all the little pieces and all the little things. Uh, what is we got five, actually I got five steps from you in the notes. The first one is declutter to gain clarity. What does that mean?
Oh my gosh, that is a very important principle and hack that you got to really see through what's important. If there is so much clutter, just like personality wise, if it's a room filled with a lot of clutter, it's very hard to sit down and concentrate on the things that you want to unless we declutter it, unless we really clean it up and take some time, take that action step to clean the desk. That's the thing I talk about sometimes. I've been guilty of that many times. There's so much paperwork left and right and center, and you say, what the heck is going on? What the heck is going on? And you take some time, Friday morning, Saturday morning, whenever, to declutter. And I remember one time I did 2, 3 months back. I just took the pile of things and I said, you know what? Everything is digital. Everything is digital. I have everything already somewhere. Why do I need this clutter? And I just put it in a brown bag, and then we were able to recycle it or somehow shredded it. I think my team shredded it, things like that. The key thing is to really declutter room, our life, our time constraints, everything. The more we are able to free clear, we can think clear, we can think with focus, and then we can concentrate on the most important things in our lives.
I like it. This Friday, it was Friday afternoon, Friday night, and I told Doreen, I said, I'm not leaving this room until I declutter this office. I just needed to get rid of all the little paper notes that showed up all over my desk.
Yeah.
Contracts, like you said, the contracts have been signed. After I sign them, I don't need it because I emailed it off to the person. Why do I still holding on to this? Like it's
Yes.
going to be important one day. It's in the email. It's already been handled by the bank. The bank needed it, not me.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
awesome. So it feels
Yeah.
better. So when I walked into the office on Saturday, Vinny, it felt fresh. I felt like I could
Yes.
think, like it was like a fresh space. It was
Yeah.
so peaceful. All right, so the next one you got is Systemize. This is the second one that you put out
Yeah.
here. Build small systems in your business, automations, checklists, templates. Why is systemizing so important?
The systemization takes time. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes thinking, it takes delegation and getting your team involved so that the systems are built. I've been known as a systems guy all my life. I was going back, there was an interview yesterday with Tony DeRusso, which is going to come out soon. The key thing is if we are able to build smaller systems, we got to take some steps so that we don't have to handle too much. We're only one person. We only have 24 hours. And we have family to look after, relationships, everything. So if we build small systems are repeatable. Systems are the iconic segments of our business because if we don't have small systems or medium size or larger systems and we delegate it with responsibility being shifted to the people who will be doing those things for us, it's going to open up our time. And when we have more time on our calendar, that frees up our mental energy to really look into what's important. I talked about yesterday in the interview about compartmentalizing, which is also a very shrewd way to look at systems. You got to look at what's important because only 20% of the activities during the day bring 80% of the result, usually, Pareto principle. So if we keep that in mind, we got to concentrate on that 20%, which is going to bring the highest pay value. So
So to the
that
person
is
at
where,
home who's saying, wow, this sounds like a lot of work to build all these systems. I got to figure out 80/20. How is this
yeah,
simplifying, guys? This doesn't simplify. This is more work. The truth is it does simplify. You have a sentence that you put down here for me, Vinny. It says simplicity isn't less, it's more of what matters.
yes,
So it's not
yes,
about the system doesn't have to be simple. The system has to simplify the production,
mm,
be able to allow you to do more without you being the main driver or input designer. It create it, build it so it can run without you. The next
yeah,
one is really it's almost a part of system building, batching your work. So that for somebody
yeah,
who's new, batching is the idea of grouping similar tasks together, like
yes.
in focused blocks. So you eliminate multitasking. So Vinny, how does batching your work, how has it had an impact in your life? What are
So,
some tasks? Actually, what are some example tasks that you batch that you put together?
very good point. Very good point. The thing is, when you are talking to high net worth investors, you got to have systems of presentation. You have to have systems of shorter presentation, medium size, upper side, to be able to qualify them so that they are prepared. They know what Winnie is going to talk to them about, and maybe even giving some things in the beginning so that they can be ready to meet for the 20, 30 minutes that they will spend with me. So having small systems really help alleviate questions and lots of things that may come up. But at the same time, batching it is so important. You got to look at, okay, in this circle with the investors, I need to batch four things. For example, I'm thinking about appointment setting, making sure they are looking forward to meeting, and there will be automation sent in that batch. And then I'll be able to meet and record, and then the batching will be the follow up. So you can actually design small systems so that everything is done properly, and there are responsible people who will follow through. My responsibility is just meeting 20 minutes with concentration, with giving them the best I got about why the investment that we are presenting is the best for accredited investors and so forth, right? And listen to their questions, and there will be some follow up questions and answers and all that. So, batching, like I say, in every aspect. When we are managing assets now. So our daughter is very much involved in that facet and meeting with the KPIs and weekly meetings and sometimes three, four, five meetings a week because we are
Wow.
doing renovations, we are getting contractors, bids, we are looking at distributions. So different meetings. I cannot be in every meeting, so she's able to give me synopsis after the meetings so that I can be totally aware what's happening. So
Vinny,
batching,
sometimes I forget
yeah.
you're an operator still. It is so funny. You just mentioned renovations, new projects. Sometimes we talk because I only really hear about the acquisitions. Like very often that's where you're focused is the acquisitions because your daughter does
Mm,
all of the back end, all of the
yeah,
operations, handling everything. I
yeah.
think that's pretty cool that you've gotten to a point where I forget just how talented you are as an operator, just like how involved and capable you are. It's
I
very important for me to
appreciate you.
remember.
I appreciate you. I was very much involved in the property management side because we had 158 team members. We are responsible to pay them every 2 weeks and all that, and never miss the payroll and everything, which is, again, it's the coming out of making sure the systems are done correctly to regional managers, asset managers, community managers, leasing agents and consultants, and then all the different people we need at multifamily or hotels or other places. But you're right. I think by decluttering, which we are talking about today, and really making systems and then making those systems take time. See, the thing is, one should be ready, CEO or owner of a company should be ready to put that time and effort with team's help to design the systems SOPs, standard operating procedures we talk about, right? Because sometimes we lose people, team members, but new person should be coming in and fitting right into the seat quite nicely and making sure that then they are taking over the job, the description and everything. But batching is very important. What's the next one I sent to you?
Yeah, so this we got two more left. And the next one, you actually hinted at it already, the 80-20 rule. So identifying
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
20% of activities that are creating 80% of the results, and then obviously doubling down on those. What
Yeah.
is a what is a system you've used? And I love that you talked about batching. I got to go back because I'm actively currently talking a lot to investors. I do a lot of one-on-one conversations, Vinny, and it's never
Yeah.
just one time with a person. They're like, Walter, hey, take $1 million from me. It's
Mm.
literally the first one is, hey, I don't even know if I want to invest passively. And then the next one is, I'm not liquid right now. What can we do to get liquid? And then it's 6 calls later where they're finally like, okay, Gualter, I've got money. I'm employed with you.
Yeah.
But batching, I'm thinking now, Vinny, I could put people into a course that actually shows them how to liquidate their capital and diversify. Like
Yes.
I'm listening to you, I'm saying batch that front end conversation and batch it into a training so those first 6 calls don't have to happen with Gualter. Because to be perfectly honest, I'm getting burned out a little bit, Vinny. That's
Yeah, yeah, we have a limited time, brother. We have really limited time. And the thing is that, especially moving an investor from where they are and then taking them through the whole process, you're right, by batching it and letting them be on their own to be able to learn. Because that's how I built my university. A lot of investors were asking the same questions over and over again. And my team said, Vinny, you have the same answers too. I've been listening to them. Why don't you record? Why don't you just put it to rest? And that way, you do that same, brother. Just have recording, short, simple recording, and your team just sends it to them. Hey, this has been a question asked by many investors. Really wanted to go ahead and record this in video so that you could look at it and see if it makes sense to you. Oh, that's fabulous, brother. Yeah.
Thank you, Vinny. Thank you. I think I'm going to do some of that on Instagram and Facebook as well. Some of the basic training, I think I've just got to create that content and just say, hey, here's 101 how it works. It's batching.
Yeah,
I'm going to batch the conversation I keep having over and over, and I'm going to start putting that out
totally.
as content. Thank you so much. Okay, 80-20. 20%, identifying the 20% of activities that create 80% of the results. I think that a lot of entrepreneurs, especially the ultra high net worth, have heard the Pareto principle 1,000 times. Like, I know for sure, everybody that I can think of as a net worth of 15, 20 million, a couple people at 10 million, have all been in courses, all been in trainings, all been
Yes,
in
yes.
just business boot camp, right? Investor boot camp, training boot camp. Pareto principle comes up. What is something you have done at the level you're at? What is an 80-20 that you're finding with your time, like at 73 years young, 37 years old?
Hi, friends. This is Vinney Chopra from here in Danville, California. And you might be saying, hey, Vinny, what are these over here? You know, I wrote this book a few years back. Apartment syndication made easy. It became top seller. I came from India with $7 in my pocket. It says 500 million. It's going to be 1 billion very soon, very soon. I'm right at about 850, 900 million. And then I'm ready for the next billion. Actually, you will see that happening, 2 billion in this book also. The other book I wrote, which has been a very big positivity, has been my life. Always, I've been married 43 years with 2 children, and the beauty is to be positive, the mindset that can take you to all the places in the world. And that's the book that also became big seller. My 3rd book, Senior Assisted Living, is coming. So do yourself a favor, go ahead and click the link below to get free copies, audio copies of these books, even printed copies of these books. Printed means digital if you can't afford it, but I would highly recommend for you to get these, or go to Amazon.com. Just go to Amazon. I got it in soft cover, in hardcover, in Kindle, in audio, also the Spanish version of this book also. So let's crush it, guys. I know you can be successful. I know you can do the kind of things that you want to do in life and have the streams of income and know how to really, educate yourself so that you could become a strong force in this world in real estate. I know you can. So take that step. Don't just be on the sideline. Take charge of your life. Take charge of your education.
To be very truthful, it all boils down to preparation time. In my thinking is very important time, very sacred time, because if you are able to think and look at the vision of where your business is going, and you take time by yourself, go on the mountaintop, we go to the park, go to your office so that there's no disturbance. I have zero disturbance because I have office in home all these 47 years. I've never had an office outside my home, by the way. But the key thing is you are able to concentrate. And my wife knows, and when the children were young, they knew when daddy closed the door, he's concentrating, he's working, and so forth. And when the door opened, then they could enjoy, and I come out and everything. The key thing is we got to see where is the best possible returns of the time we spend in a day. That is all about. It's the controlling your time as preparation time, controlling your time with appointments, with the lenders, with attorneys, with investors. Time is a commodity that we need to watch and say no to. Many people, we got to say no to find time to do the right things. So it is just so important, I think, that we concentrate and then be using that 2 hours. Let's just say, if I talk to few investors or lenders or attorneys, 2 hours in a day, it took me 2 hours to prepare. That's 4 hours gone out of the 8 or 10 hours or 12 hours that I work. The key thing is to really concentrate on that 80% impact. How would we get that impact? Like yesterday, I got two investors, 250,000 each, but it took me some time. It was preparation time. It was meeting with them. It was showing them how this investment will be really good and so forth like that.
It's very interesting, Vinny. This is probably you're probably one of the few people who actually says thinking is the 20% that provides the 80%. Like actually going
Yeah.
into a quiet space and focusing on what you want to create, seeing it, and then asking yourself, how do I get there? And just like little answers probably come to you over, because I've found the same thing with myself as well. The last one is scheduling joy first. This
Wow.
idea of simplification
Mhm.
and making things easier, sometimes it's just if you felt better, even all the complexity of your life isn't as
Mhm.
complex. It doesn't feel as bad if you're feeling better. So don't just balance business, balance life, family dinners, workouts, walks, meditation, block them first. These are the notes you sent me. How can a person, because I know the mentality, because sometimes I have to admit, I'm in my own AA club of sometimes I feel so busy, so
Yeah.
overwhelmed with so many things, and I'll say the words come out of my mouth. I'm embarrassed to say it. I can't do that right now. I'm too busy to have fun. Or it's just I can't make time for that right now. I really got to finish this first. I can feel the tension of it. Vinny. What
Yeah.
the next
Yeah.
time something like that comes into my head, what is something that an exercise that you've created or done that helps you get back on track with happiness? Because I know sometimes things do have to be done. There's really no getting around those tasks, but what's a path back or a navigation back to happiness?
I would say definitely happiness comes in smaller chunks. Happiness doesn't come in very big accomplishments. These are small, and we need to reward ourselves. I used to say that back in my days, we got to reward ourselves on Wednesdays. And I would try to do so much work before Wednesday that I will have time with my wife Wednesday afternoon and not work anything that whole hump day, Wednesday, and then be spending time, family time, and everything, so that they knew Monday, Tuesday, half of Wednesday, I'm really working very hard back in the days. And then also concentrate on preparation time on Fridays, because if I took time 2, 3 hours at the end of the Friday towards the closing of books and everything, I was able to set my next week better. So those are the small joys you can. And let me talk about also scheduling. See, calendar is in our power. If we let other people dictate our calendar appointments, then we won't have any time left for us. So putting those joys, those meetings, those dates, those time with the children on the calendar. I used to give my children in like before school started, when they were in elementary school, junior high school less, but elementary, junior high. Ask them, when do you want me to come to your class? When are your field trips? And I block them in my whole year calendar. So if somebody wanted that time, I said, I have an appointment that time. Can you shift it? Guess what? Essentially, people give you certain times, but if they want to meet with you, definitely they know that you could really give them the they're looking for. They will be flexible. They will be flexible. And don't take your thinking time, don't take your appointments time with your top clients and lenders and attorneys. Be flexible. See, I think the biggest reason sometimes we get stressed out is that nobody can change the schedule. Would I lose this sale or something? But we need to be totally open and just be firm with your dates, your joys. Your time allotment is more important, and then get others to fit into those pieces. That's what I would say. But block it off. If you don't block it off, if your whole day is open, guess what? It's not their fault. It's our fault that we have not blocked off appointments. They don't need to know who you're meeting with. Thinking time, I used to do block it off 2 hours. Say, oh, I have an appointment. I do have an appointment with me, or I have an appointment with my children, or I have appointment with the attorney, or whatever, or family. So joys can be plotted on the calendar, but we got to take time to do that and be uncertain. Don't be waver to give that away unless there's life or death situation.
This is, yeah, I needed to hear that.
Ah.
Very good. Thank you, Vinny. I've taken it all into heart. I'm going to go back and re-listen to this episode today. There's a lot of entrepreneurs who are just, I think that I know a lot of people who said, man, it's time for me to get my time back with my kids. I know entrepreneurs who've got 3, 4, 5 kids, and they have worked their butt off. Some of them are in their 30s, some are in their 40s, some of them are 50s, some of them are in their 60s, and now they got grandkids, and they're saying, this time around, I'm going to spend more time with the family, or now they're trying to make up for the time they've lost. It can't be done, right? You just can't make up time for that is lost. It's a blessing that you get to work with Monica. I just saw a nice letter she
Yeah.
sent you for your birthday. It's a blessing that you get to work with her, that Neil and Monica go on vacations with you and Conscience, that you guys travel the country together. For somebody who is maybe having a hard time with simplification, maybe they don't see the value of simplifying their lives, that they like the complexity. What is a tip that you could give somebody who's maybe going back to operators, right? Because you're an operator, I'm an operator, but we've both found ways to simplify a lot of what we're doing. I now passively invest in other people's deals. I know you passively invest in almost 30
Mhm.
other companies. There's a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
different businesses you're invested in.
Mm.
What is the shift you had to take to say, I'm still going to make the same amount of money, I'm just going to let somebody else do the work? How did you simplify the way money is made in your life?
See, I think that's where you have to really look at what you are good at. How much do you know of the instruments like this? Some of the startups I put money in, all those places, companies where operators were great operators, and some are good, some are bad, always, right? In my LP positions, I'm losing some money in certain places because of all these interest rates hikes and problems and so forth like that. But the thing is, you got to really understand where you're putting your money. Don't just put your money just so that you want to play somewhere, but you got to do the track record checks and everything and understand what the product is. If you're not happy about the instrument, then take more time to understand it. That's what I would say, because hard money is a very hard money, and you want to preserve it, you want to grow it, but don't just throw money and lose it. Yeah.
Do what Warren Buffett says. Invest in things you understand. Invest in people you understand and know, trust. I like it. This is good enough for me.
Yeah.
Simplify investments. I say no to a lot of investments out of it. If it's too complex, if it's
Yeah.
in a market I don't trust, if it's in a asset class I don't understand, or I just don't want to go learn, I just stick to the things that I'm familiar with. So that's one of the reasons I think it's been a lot of real estate operators who are in the single family space that are more easily jumping into the multifamily space or in the senior assisted living, because it is just single families.
Yeah.
I think that knowledge, and even those investors now jump into hotels because that's the next level of investment. They're not jumping into biotech or AI or the internet or crypto. Maybe they have these small holdings, but that's in the stock market. You got to hold something in the stock market. It's not to be thrown out with the bathwater. You don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. It's a part of the portfolio. But very valuable, Vinney. You've given a lot of perspective today. If somebody wants to learn more about you, where can they go? I know VinneyChopra.com. You go to VinneyChopra.com/events for events that Vinney's actually teaching online. There's 2 courses he teaches online right now. And you and I have been talking about actually having an accredited investor only inner circle or mastermind. It's not, we have nothing in stone. There's nothing dialed in, but we're talking about something that meets once every 3 months, maybe even meets 1 time a year or 2 times a year out in actual BlackRock. I'm thinking of the hedge fund. It actually meets out in your house one or 2 times a year. So that may be something that manifests. If you want to learn more about it, have a conversation with Vinney. You go to VinneyChopra.com, and there's a link on there to meet with Vinney, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. You could just make an appointment with me for just a free strategy call where you are. If you're an accredited investor, you could go to VinneyChopra.com/invest. That lets you fill out the form and everything. And then you could schedule a meeting with me. Appreciate you, Gualter. Thank you, brother. See you all next Thursday, Abundance Mindset Show with Vinney and Gualter. We appreciate your following, comments, everything. God bless you. Let's make it happen. Declutter our lives. Focus. And joy is here. Joy is here if we really look for it. And let's make a lot of joys with family, relationships, with everybody around us. Thank you, Gualter. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother. Cheers to your success. We have a choice. Always work with the best. Share, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.
Dear friends, this is Vinney Smile Chopra. I am so glad you're listening to the episode. Thanks so much. Really appreciate that. Please share it with others who can really benefit also. Can I ask you a favor? Just a small favor. Less than a minute, if you could give 5-star reviews on iTunes or Stitcher, that'll go a long way. We are one of the top podcasts in real estate now in the nation, but it will really help a lot if you gave 5-star reviews, and we'll bring a lot more great content for you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, and see you in the next episode. God bless you. Bye-bye. Wow, what an incredible conversation today. I hope you got tons of value from this episode. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and follow me on social media to stay updated on all the things real estate, investing, abundance mindset, and wealth creation. If you're an accredited investor looking for exclusive investment opportunities, be sure to join our elite Monil Investors Club at VinneyChopra.com/invest, where we share details of our future projects. Quick disclaimer, we are not selling any securities, and this podcast is strictly for educational and information purposes only. The opinions shared by our guests are their own and should not be considered financial or investment advice. Always do your own due diligence and consult with a financial professional before making any investment decisions. Thank you again for tuning in. Until next time, keep smiling, keep investing, and keep making a massive impact. God bless you.
Hey there! The upcoming episode is scheduled for Thursday. We appreciate your viewership of the Abundance Mindset Show. Tune in every Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time or 12 p.m. Eastern on various social media platforms hosted by Vinney Chopra and Gualter Amarelo. Don't forget to subscribe, share your comments, and leave a 5-star review. Thank you for your support.